generation Iron app on Google Play and the App Store.
It's a real regime almost.
Oh, hell no.
They're talking about me.
All I needed was one ball.
The science of training.
And I know you don't think it's a sport. You know, a lot of the people that listen to our programs, the aspiring bodybuilders, right? What advice would you give them if they seriously want to get into competitive bodybuilding? Where to get the right information from as far as supplementation, even training, you know? Is it just about getting a guru from the beginning so you can be guided the right way? Is it just Googling information and learning from, you know, blogs? You know what I mean? What's the right approach?
It's so different now because everything's at our disposal. So competing is not bodybuilding, right? So a lot of people that are bodybuilding are just doing it to do a show. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to do a show, do a show. Do a show, do whatever you got to do the show, and then take care of yourself after that. If you want to be Mr. Olympia, you already need to be a pro to even be spending energy talking about you. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're just starting, there's so many levels. You really need to go through the levels, because now your first show could be a national qualifier. Your second show could be the national. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it goes. That's like taking a kindergartner to college. You're not ready yet. So you have to be a pro before you get the pro card.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So work on the being pro part first. The pro card, if you actually become a pro, like a professional, in other words, you treat it like a job, you do all those things, the card is already waiting on you if you do that. So I wouldn't focus on the card. I wouldn't focus on getting my name out there, because if you put the physique together and just post in the bathroom like I used to do on social media, you'll become famous. I mean, I'm saying, like my whole social media came from me posting my progress pictures in my bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't, I wasn't winning shows. I started winning shows right after that. So,
but as far as getting the advice, how do you find that advice? You know, as far as you learning about the supplements, what to take, what not to take, what to do, what not to do, you know what I'm saying? The cautionary stories, you know what I'm saying? Would you recommend somebody getting a guru and like tracking the guru?
Of course. I mean, a guru comes in time, and there's gurus who work with amateurs who are just starting. But I don't think you necessarily need a guru. A lot of people don't know the functions of the muscles. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be funny, but
just the basics.
It's a lot of stuff that's skipped over. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot, bro. I mean, you think about it, people work out 6 months and now they're doing diets and shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you do that, you'll continue to get a watered down product. If you really want to be special, you know what I mean? And the people that you admire, like somebody, you'd be surprised if you reach out to them the right way, they probably can help you. And a lot of these people who are on top, they have gurus and coaches and all that too. So
that's true.
This community that we have, we have the ability to share our knowledge and information, and you can even monetize it. So I think searching the internet, but also watching how they treat their athletes, because there's a lot of people who take over your physique in your life and tell them you're aware of the highway. A lot of coaches do dangerous stuff. They experiment on people. I've been experimented on.
That's crazy. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Experimented on.
Well, I mean, in other words, if you don't really know what the fuck's going to happen, excuse my French, and you have somebody else try it, like remember the commercial with the Life cereal? Have Mikey try it. You try it. I ain't going to try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff, that happens in this game. So people call me all the time. If you want to reach out to me, I'll give you the knowledge that I have. I'm just not into telling people, what to take and all that stuff anymore. It's just not my cup of tea. If you want to learn how to fix yourself after you get done retired, you got kidney issues, liver issues, parasite issues, you holler at me for that, and I got you.
So when they were giving you that stuff to take, it was like an experimentation. Did you at that time, were you aware of that was just trial and error type thing?
Well, not according to the words that they said to me.
You realized after
the results. So diuretics was always my issue. You know what I'm saying? Because you get in a certain level of condition and then it's water manipulation. Well, when you start competing all the time and you get into the whole competition thing, then you do things that you do just because that's what everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? And there was times where trying to figure out the right dosage or whatever, I mean, it's an experiment. When I say I only need a third of a diazide, you should believe me. Not try to get me to do more just because you don't believe me, because I'm 6'2", 295 pounds. I mean, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by experimenting. So,
did you ever have a health scare at the moment where you felt like something's?
I've had several health scares. Yeah, 2007. 2007. I lost 17 pounds in 9 hours. I was in shape, did not need a diuretic. I'd never taken injectable Lasix. I did injectable Lasix. I lost 17 pounds in 9 hours. If you go back and look at the video, I looked crazy, like I was barely standing. I couldn't believe how hard I trained for that show. I trained for 7 months for that show, 07. Because if you remember, I won the Ironman in the Sacramento, and I got third at the Arnold. So I started my prep right after FIBO, like in April. I mean, I looked insane. And I got down to the last few weeks, and I took some Cytodrin. I took a half a tablet of Cytodrin, and my body broke out with these black spots. And then when I took the Lasix, it was game over. So I basically, I mean, I was at the athletes meeting, sitting there at 289 pounds, just chomping at the bits on Wednesday night. Freaking Thursday, Friday morning, that was gone.
I keep hearing how dangerous diuretics are. So many people like say the same thing. It's just, they can kill you, like just kill you basically.
Same thing happened. I mean, I literally locked up, and luckily I was able to get to some salt. I put the salt under my tongue and, got rid of the cramps. I mean, I know how to first aid myself. I learned 06, same thing, different type of diuretic. Man, luckily, I was in such great condition. That's what I'm telling you about condition, that it didn't matter. What happened was I took the diuretic, it was too much. Woke up the next morning and I couldn't even see. I couldn't see myself in the mirror. It was crazy. I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? And then I tried to eat and I couldn't eat. And I was like, man, this stuff really wiped me out, because I only peed 4 times. I was trying to figure out what was going on, but they were really, really long, drawn out, water draining. Anyway, long story short, I ended up drinking 1.5 gallons of water. I took 8 scoops of Vitargo and 2 scoops of NO Shotgun. And I literally I started drinking it that morning because I couldn't eat any food. Drinking that morning, and it was like taking an IV, my whole body. I probably peaked that afternoon, and I held it. Oh, I won the show, straight ones. It was crazy. That's the first time I came out as the executioner. But those are what I consider health scares. Those are probably the 2 worst ones, the 2 most dramatic ones, because I didn't recover from the one in 07, and I recovered really handsomely from the one in 2006. So.
Man, wow, what a story, man. Bodybuilding is
crazy, bro. It's crazy. I'm so happy to be, on the other side. I just got my blood work done the other day, and, everything was really good. And I was just like, man, it took a long time to get to this level of health, and I'm still got a ways to go. But like I say, I'm just mentally sound, and I'm happy, and I'm in a giving type of attitude. Like, I've been doing just a lot of personal development, and I learned that old parable, seed time, harvest, and everything that a lot of times, especially in bodybuilding, we focusing on the harvest. In business, you're focusing on your percentage or how much you're getting paid and all of that. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying a lot of times that stuff is already there. Like your compensation plan your compensation is already there. So, but you have to do the work first. In other words, I can tell you you're going to get 25%, but 25% of zero is zero. So you should focus on getting it done. And then you see what I'm saying? It's just, all it is a mental thing. It's not an actual thing. It's the way you look at things. And so now I have that seed time harvest mentality. I plant as many seeds as I can, in business and relationships and life. And then I tend to it. I engage with my customers. I engage with my people and I build relationships now. I got some crazy, huge deals going on right now that just come to me now. And I'm not calling on the phone. I got to do 100 calls a day. I don't do that stuff no more. I actually I shift my energy. I'm vibrating a different way, and the law of receiving is real. So I tell people, you know, in bodybuilding and trying to be an athlete is hard because you got to sacrifice and dedicate and all that type of stuff. So do that. But in your mind, try to be more loving and giving, and your intent is what's going to, that's going to determine your outcome. So.
Absolutely, man. Well, I want to wish you the best in your business. Always admired you, man, as a competitor. You know, always one of my favorites, man. So I really appreciate your time today, man. It was great talking to you again, and hopefully we can do, you know, more of these, man.
Hey, man, I'm here. I love doing this. So
absolutely.
Hit me up anytime.